Hey, John Wick here with the John Wick Excommunicado podcast. It's been a little while since I've been on here. A lot of things have been going on with my family and specifically my dad. And I just wanted to come on here for a brief update and specifically around kind of what my dad's been going through and the vaccination and how it's affected me and my family personally. So, to dumb it down and give some cliff notes, my dad, a few years ago, got diagnosed with Parkinson's and dementia eventually. And he wasn't too bad off with Parkinson's, but then COVID hit. So, of course, the media recommended vaccinations and all that goes with. And my mom and my dad, they both hopped on board with the vaccinations. I tried to throw everything at them under the moon with the negatives of vaccinations and the long term effects that may or may not occur. And my dad and my mom, they got the vaccination. So fast forward a couple weeks, and after the vaccinations had its course, and after the boosters eventually came into role, um, my dad, he developed bone marrow cancer. So started going through chemo, and that was going well for, I don't know, maybe a week or two. I'm horrible with timelines, so bear with me. But developed bone marrow cancer, went through chemo first round, and everything seemed fine. Well, shortly after, he developed some heart issues, so blood clots and heart arrhythmia, whatever it may be. I'm not a doctor, but if you look at the timeline in the past 2 or 3 months from him having Parkinson's and dementia, getting the vaccination, and then all these ongoing issues, it's not right. I'm no doctor, but I correlate it to the vaccination and or the booster. I don't advocate for it, and it hurts. It hurts seeing my dad go downhill as a result of what the government said was the best thing for him, and it's not. And had a conversation with my mom actually probably about an hour ago, and I said, "Mom, I told you the vaccination wasn't right. The long term effects aren't there." And my brother, he's a agricultural biotechnologist, which he's now a medical technologist in a blood lab. Super smart guy. Still love him to death, no matter what his views are politically. And we argue back and forth constantly with my mom. And I've been in multiple conversations with my mom and my brother and my dad. And I've said, look, it's not right with the vaccinations. There's no long term effect results. It can't be right. And I've argued with them until I'm blue in the face. And this is a perfect example, firsthand with me, that don't listen to the government, do your own research, stand your ground, and don't be afraid to tell your loved ones the research that you've done. Because at the end of the day, family is everything. and we have to look out for each other. So I guess the point I wanted to make with this whole short podcast was I feel bad for my father. I really do. And I know that he's going to come through because he's a fighter just like me, and it's in our blood. But it shouldn't have had to come to this. And um, say your piece with your family, say your piece with your friends, and at the end of the day, if you knew that you said the right thing, then you could live a happy life. So right now, I'm at peace with what I've said to my family, and uh, I just, I fear for the elderly now. I feel for kids. Fear for my daughter wearing her mask with no social environment. But once again, I've said my piece with that, and I've stood my ground, and I've done everything that I could at the end of the day. So keep pushing forward, keep doing the right thing, fight the good fight, and I'll end this podcast the way I do with every other podcast. A lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away.